Welcome to my channel, Daily Inspiration with Geely. I hope you had a great day. As usual, I like to check in with everybody to see whether you had a great day. Well, today was not so great for me, but I'm still grateful that I am able to move about and I'm not in any pain or anything. Just a generally low feeling and some amount of dizziness that made me feel sick. For most of the day, I was in my pajamas. I relaxed because I just wasn't feeling so good. But anyway, I decided that I needed to do a video this evening. And I guess it's one of those story times, I have to tell you about little scripts that I got into. I think I'll have maybe about 2 more story times before the year ends. This is one, and then there are going to be 2 others. So let me get right to it. So I told you about the scripts I'm always getting into as a child. So I used to take the train to school in the mornings. And as children, what we would do, I don't know who discovered it or whatever, but if we were waiting and the train seemed to have been taking some time to come, what we would do is jump down off the platform, put our ear to the train track to listen how far away the train was. And if we heard anything, like you would hear vibrations in the track. So we'd say, oh, the train is coming, the train is coming. Well, one morning, I jumped off the platform and jumped right into a little space between the tracks where the train would cross over. So it's like it forms a little X or whatever it is, it forms there, a little something. But my foot got caught in that and I couldn't get out my foot. But the worst part of it is that the train was coming. Oh, this is serious, The train is coming and my foot is jammed in the track and I can't get it out. And the children started screaming and everybody trying to get out my foot. And I think it was the station master that heard the commotion and came out to find out what was happening. And he was livid. And they were trying to get my foot out of there because it was properly wedged into the place. So he got a bright idea and took my foot out of the shoes and then retrieved the shoes. So I was placed back on the platform, put on my shoes, and the train rolled in. And I went in and sat down in a very somber mood. I think I was just thinking about what could have happened if I hadn't got my foot out of the track. Well, in some instances, I learned really quickly. So, I didn't jump off the platform again to go listen to the train coming. I waited for the train. So what I would do now, instead of going down there to go listen or jumping off, I'd walk back and forth on the platform. Sometimes I'd go right around, walk around, or sometimes I'd sit down. But I think I had too much energy, couldn't keep still. So I was moving up and down, doing all sorts of nonsense. That is how come my foot ended up being jammed in the track. So this time now it's me and Mama again. So I don't know what I did. Can't recall what I did to upset her, and she ran me out of the place. She said, "Get out of here! Get out of here!" So she opened the door and said I had to get out, and I stepped out and stood up on the steps. I didn't move. And she now, after a few minutes, didn't realize that I was standing behind the door and she was opening the door. It was a door that never opened just easily. You'd have to shove it hard. And she made a shove. And the door just hit me away and I landed over on the other side of the yard. And there was a big, what we used to call it, wash pan. It had some water in it. And I don't know if she had put it there to wash or whatever it is. And when she found out that I fell over there and she saw me, she raced down the steps and coming to come pick me up, and she slid and fell into the pan. Listen to me. That was another day that I ended up at my grandmother's because I laughed until I was weak. And listen to me, you know she was mad. Every time I laugh at her or my father when they get into scrapes, she says that I'm disrespectful and I don't have any manners and that kind of thing. Because I remember one day, I don't know if I should tell you that, my father was choking and I was laughing. And Mama was livid. She was going to knock me over. And I had to push down the chair and run. Because she said, I'm out of order. And I don't have any manners because my father is joking. And I'm laughing. I don't know. I just used to laugh. Because they both laughed hard. And I guess I got a double portion. So I just laughed. My father said to me one day, he said, if breeze blow, you laugh. And one of these days when everybody else is laughing, you're going to be silent. Praise God. His words never came to pass. I am so happy. Because I wouldn't want that. I mean, people have tried to laugh at me. But it doesn't usually work because I can laugh at me and they know I laugh hard and they don't want me to laugh at them. So usually, yeah, that kind of thing. But I really think I had a great childhood. I did. I really did. And I just loved it. And then sometimes I think about how our children grew up, especially those who lived in the city, like my two children were born and reared in the city. So they never had, well, I can't say they never had because they used to go to the country for holidays, but not for any extended periods. And they didn't get into the kind of scrapes that we used to get into because, how shall I put it? When they went to stay with grandparents, the grandparents were being mother hen, and their aunts and uncles, everybody looking out for them because they know that they don't want anything to happen to them while they're in their care. So they were very controlled. Unlike when I was a child, well, I was under a lot of control, but sometimes I got a chance to steal away and have a wonderful time. And especially if I were at my grandmother's, I had a good time. So I really enjoyed my childhood. Yeah, I really did. And so, climbed trees, played gig, played marbles, played baseball, played cricket. Anything that the boys were doing, we would get to do, that kind of thing. It used to be hilarious. We used to have a wonderful time. And I remember one morning now, in fairly recent years, maybe 15 or so years ago, I was asleep one morning, and when I opened my eyes and looked across on the other pillow that was on the bed, I saw a lizard sitting there looking at me with his head raised up, and he was looking at me. So I looked back and I'm saying to myself, What, this lizard is bright. So I said out loud, what are you doing on my pillow? Are you helping me to pay for this place? And he was looking at me and I'm looking at him. And I closed my eyes and shifted my hand like I was going to slap at him. And he just disappeared and I just rolled over and went to sleep again. Or maybe not go to sleep, but just lie there. Listen to me, man. Bestie nearly had a fit when I told her about that experience because, you know, she's afraid of lizards. But I wasn't. I remember when I was a child also, when two young ladies didn't know that I'm afraid of worms and they were doing the gungu thing and found a worm and threw it at me. Both of them were sitting in front of me and I was on the other side. And I didn't know that that is what they had done. But the two of them were laughing hard and I was wondering what was wrong. And they said, look at the worm. And I'm saying, where? And it was on my blouse and I discovered that that's what they'd done. So I went out to the bush and found a lizard. And brought it back to put it into her bosom. But she was putting up a fight and it ended up in her mouth. And then after that, I grabbed it again and put it in her chest. So that took care of that. They didn't throw any worms at me again. I think about the things that I did as a child and I'm thinking to myself, great Scott, what a terrible little girl. But, you know, kids will be kids. So that was one of them. I'm trying hard not to laugh because somebody said that I wouldn't get any money off comedy because I always laugh out the joke. But sometimes when I'm thinking about it, I'm not thinking of it as a joke. It really is funny, but I'm not thinking of it as a joke when I start to talk about it. But then while I'm thinking, while I'm saying it and hearing myself, I find it funny and then I start to laugh. But anyways, yeah. That is one story time. There are two left. So you have a good one. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment if you will. And I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Rest well. I don't know what time of day you will see this, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, but whatever time of day you see it, I hope it was a good one for you. Bye.